A lot of women are dating good guys and they think they've won. But the truth is, they are comparing those good guys to the toxic dudes that they dated. Being nice doesn't mean that he's intentional. And being polite doesn't mean he knows how to love you. Let's break this down. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samithia. I am a licensed therapist and coach, and I want to talk about the difference between the good guy and the intentional man. I hear it online all the time. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. But I'm going to show you and highlight to you the difference between a good guy and an intentional man. There are many men who claim to be a good guy, but they're really neglectful. So I want to talk about the dating trap that you fall into every day, confusing the good guy with a man who's intentional, emotionally mature, and relationship ready. A good guy is pleasant, right? An intentional man is present. A good guy doesn't harm you. An intentional man actively cares for you. Do you see the difference? Today, I'm going to teach you the difference if you don't see it. So let's talk about who the good guy is. The good guy is a man who believes he deserves a gold star just for not being toxic. I know you dated a good guy. I know you did. I know you did, but you were craving more. Now, I can hear all the men, man, I'm a good guy. Is that not enough? There are so many men who, because they are abusive, because they don't cheat, right? Because they come home and they're in the house, feel like they should get a gold star, right? It's like when you get like the child that rides the bench the whole time and gets a participation trophy. That's how they feel. They feel like because they're not toxic, they don't understand why you don't want to be in a relationship with them. And there are some women who I've done therapy with who are like, he hasn't done anything, but he hasn't done anything. Like he's not present in the relationship. And so, and it's like, everybody thinks he's a good guy. And, and many women don't want, they feel pressure to stay in a relationship with a man, but he doesn't do anything. Yes, he does it. Like it says, he doesn't cheat. He's nice. He has a job, but he doesn't satisfy your soul. He's emotionally neglectful. He uses you he uses you like any other man for your emotional and physical labor. But he doesn't provide any value in your life. Right? Good guys are often emotionally neglectful without even realizing it. They're passive. They avoid accountability. They think effort is optional. And they have high expectations for what a woman should be. How is it that you a good guy, but you're not present, but you have all these expectations of women? That's what makes the relationship unhealthy. There are so many women I know who are in a relationship with a good guy and they're drained because he's not doing anything. He doesn't want to go out on the dates. He doesn't want to spend intentional time with you. But because he's not abusive, because he's not toxic, many women just stay and they settle. Okay? So they have high expectations for what a woman should be: supportive, healed, feminine, patient, feminine, fit, friendly. While doing zero internal work themselves. This man is not doing his internal work. Good guys rely on intuition. Intentional men rely on impact. I love that when I see the stories online of the women who are like, he was so intentional. I told him about my promotion and he went and got me flowers and we celebrated. A good guy is not going to do that. A good guy is like, oh, wow, okay. Good intentional men provide care. That's the difference between a good guy and an intentional man. It boils down to how he takes care of you. And society will have you settling for a good guy because he's not cheating, because he's not verbally or physically abusive, even though he may be passive. Okay, by passive, he may not express how he feels, okay? But he does not provide care for you. So let's talk about an intentional man. Intentional men understand one thing: how they show up matters. These men do the work, they lead themselves, they're emotionally responsible. An intentional man communicates to connect, not to avoid. Follows through with what he says he's going to do. He's not just all talk. He takes accountability without shame. Okay. And what I mean by that is you'd be like, oh, sometimes you can be, talking to your partner about something he did. Oh, I'm just the worst man ever. I'm just the worst partner. You deserve better than me. That's manipulation. That's manipulation. Okay. He shows up consistently, not occasionally. He studies you, your needs, your communication style, your emotional world. And he's not studying you to use it against you. He's studying you so he understands you better, so that he can show up in your life in a way that satisfies you. Why are we in a relationship with men that don't satisfy us? Why is society trying to make you feel like it's okay to be in a relationship with a man who doesn't satisfy you, meanwhile he's satisfied by you? I remember telling a client one time, I said, your husband has a good marriage. You don't. And you know why you don't? Because you've taught him that your needs don't matter. And he's taught you that his needs matter. And you fulfill his needs while he's not fulfilling yours. Society will have your relationship with men being unsatisfied. But an intentional man is going to satisfy you in every area that he can. Right? He doesn't just want to be a good guy. This man wants to be a good partner. I've heard recently, and I love this, marry a man who wants to be a husband and wants to be a father. Not a man that just wants a wife and wants children. Because the man that wants to be a husband and wants to be a father will take on that role. You see the difference there? He's looking to serve. He's not looking to be served. I love it. All right, let's talk about the difference between good guy versus intentional man. Effort, as relates to effort. The good guy does the minimum needed to maintain access. The intentional man asks you, how do you feel? How can I support you? And there are some men that are not good with communication, but they show up for you. You're like, he may not be he's a man of few words, but every need that you have, that man meets it, and he anticipates your needs before you can even express them. Now that's an intentional man. Okay. As it relates to accountability, good guy gets defensive and hides behind, I'm a good man. Well, that's a good dude. I remember doing a coaching session with a young lady and she was like, he's a good guy. I said, no, that's not, no, tell me again what he did. That's not a good man. See, the threshold for a good man is that he doesn't cheat. He's not physically abusive. That's the threshold. So he has that, then it's like he's a good man. No. Many women need to realize that it takes more to be a good man than just he's not abusive. Because he can be neglectful. And good men are neglectful. And just like CPS will come and remove a child from the home because the parents are neglectful, you need to remove yourself. Stop staying in a relationship with men that are neglectful. Okay? Emotional presence. Oh, I mixed these up. Forgive me. So, for effort, the intentional man invests consistently because he values the relationship. This is the man that you're telling me like flowers, he buys the flowers because he's intentional. He's not saying, why you want flowers? That's dumb. All right. Now, as it relates to emotional presence, the good guy, I'm here. Isn't that enough? You ever had something like tragic happen and you reach out to the man you're dating and he doesn't provide any comfort? He doesn't comfort you. He doesn't know how to sit there with you in your emotions. See, the intentional man knows how to do that. He knows how to comfort you. He knows how to support you. And if he doesn't know, he will figure it out. He will figure it out. Okay. Accountability. Good guy gets defensive. I did that part. Sorry. As it relates to the intentional man for accountability, because I have to go back to emotional presence. The good man the intentional man for accountability, he repairs, he restores, and he corrects. So when you tell him that there's something that you don't like or there's something that you need, he repairs, he restores, he corrects. Okay? And then as it relates to communication, the good guy, he responds. The intentional man initiates. So the good guy is not going to bring up conflict. He's not going to bring up things that are not going well in the relationship because he's going to avoid. But a man who's intentional, he wants to have a healthy relationship with you. He wants things to work. So he's going to bring up things that may be uncomfortable, but he brings them up with love and care and kindness and consideration. He's not bringing them up to tear you down. All right. And then as it relates to commitment, the good guy, he likes you, but the intentional man, he chooses you. And not only I heard Sierra say this, it's like she said, it's like he has me on his mind with every decision that he makes. With every decision that he makes, he's choosing me. And that's what an intentional man does. Every decision that he makes, whether he is thinking about getting another job, like switching from one job to another, he's thinking about you and how will it impact you. And if you have children, how will it impact your children? He thinks about how he can communicate with things to you. He's very intentional about that. He considers you. He considers your mom, right? He considers, and what I mean, like he considers your mom, let's say for instance, like you guys are going out to dinner. He considers that maybe she has a specific diet and there's certain food that she can't eat. And so he's going to ensure to pick a place that she can enjoy as well. Yes, yes. He chooses you over and over and over again. You don't have to go with the flow. You don't have to know. You don't have to wonder how he feels about you because he chooses you. It's lovely. So let's talk about why women settle for the good guy. Because he's safe compared to your past. You're used to toxicity. You're used to narcissistic, unhealthy men. And he's safe compared to that. Right? You mistake his predictability for emotional intimacy. And this is the thing. This is what happens to many women. You date toxic men. You find a good guy who is better, but he's not the best. And then you may marry him or get in a relationship with him. And then you still feel like there must be more. There has to be more. Now, there are some people who watch, some men will watch the video and be like, women are never satisfied. And it's not a matter of women not being satisfied. It's a matter of that men have to show up differently. This mindset of I don't have to do anything in order to be in a relationship, that truly has to be addressed, especially as it relates to black men. I don't feel like there's enough black men doing the work to be in healthy relationship with women. All right. Now, I believe that let me say this because I did the video on scarcity mindset. So I'm not engaging in a scarcity mindset. I'm just saying that from what I'm seeing, not enough men are. Okay. So again, why we settle for good guys? They're safe compared to our past. We mistake predictability for emotional intimacy. Because you've done so much healing that the basic good behavior feels impressive. So when you first date this man, it may feel like a breath of fresh air only for later to suffocate you because he's not intentional. He's emotionally neglectful. Okay. There are some men really, they just feel like they should get a cookie because they're not going to abuse you. They're not going to cheat on you, but they're going to sit in the relationship and they're going to suck the life out of you because they have no intention truly of treating you well. They still are doing the bare minimum. And they're hot. Well, I'm a good guy. Like, I don't understand. You're a good guy, but you refuse to treat a woman the way she wants to be treated. He refuses to love you the way that you're telling him and teaching him that you want him to love you. Okay? Now, I want you to know that stable doesn't mean intentional. Just because the relationship is stable doesn't mean it's intentional. And comfortable doesn't mean that you guys are connected. So signs you're with a good guy, not an intentional man. Whew. You feel grateful for breadcrumbs. You find yourself comparing this relationship to your past relationship. Say, well, it's better than, at least he doesn't cheat. At least he doesn't lie. I mean, yeah, he goes to work and he comes home and he plays his game for hours, but at least I know where he is. Or yeah, he goes to work and he comes home and he just watches football at night, but at least I know what he is, but he's disconnected. He's not present in the family. You're still doing everything by yourself. And just because he's not out with his friends late at night, that doesn't mean he's a good man. Okay? You're always understanding him, but he never understands you. Nothing's wrong, but nothing's deeply right. So it's like, nothing's happening because you're used to the chaos, but it's like nothing's happening. It doesn't satisfy your soul. It's not the gentle love. It's not peaceful. You still feel like there must be more. You still have a deep craving in your soul for more. Okay? You do all the emotional work. You feel lonely even in his presence. If this is hitting home, it's time to shift how you choose. And if you need help, please schedule a coaching call. The link is in the bio, in the description. So let's talk about how to attract an intentional man. Stop rewarding men for bare minimum behavior. Start blocking access when a man is only showing you bare minimum. Raise your standards around emotional availability and leadership. Self-leadership, really. Okay? Speak your needs early and observe how he responds. An intentional man is going to do what he can to repair and reconnect. A good guy is going to hear what you say. He may deflect, he may ignore, because he's trying to see if you're going to accept the bare minimum. And his bare minimum is he's not going to cheat, he's not going to lie, he's not going to do those things, but he's not going to go over and beyond for you. Okay? Don't date based on potential. Don't let nice be the qualification. Oh, he's really nice, but he's really nice. But he's really nice. Yeah, he's really nice, but he's neglectful. He's really nice, but he doesn't show care. He's really nice, but when you communicate a need, he does his very best to avoid it. But he has high standards for you, and he expects you to meet those standards. What are we doing here? Okay? Intentional men rise to the occasion. Good guys sit comfortably in the sidelines. Here's the truth. A man, can be a good guy and still not be good for you. And I'm going to do a video. He is a good man, but he's not my man. Because this happens, I had to look at my notes because I wrote it down. A lot of women are dating good men, but those men are not good for them. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that you don't have to settle as it relates to a man, that you don't have to settle with a man that's emotionally or physically neglectful. You don't have to do that. And society will make you settle for a man. Society will be like, well, he's a good guy. He's not abusive. He doesn't cheat. So what's the issue? And the thing is, if you are with a good guy and he is not meeting your emotional needs as a woman, you are not going to be happy in that relationship. Relationships require people meeting each other's emotional needs. And a neglectful man is an abusive man. Society doesn't see that way, but he is, okay? Choose the man that shows up, not just the one who means well. When you stop settling for nice, you make room for intentional. And we love an intentional man over here, okay? So I want to hear from you. Have you ever dated the good guy? Did you ever feel guilty like when the relationship ended because you were like, he's such a good guy because he doesn't cheat, he's not abusive, but there's just more that I want. And this is something I also see on social media. There's this fear mongering, yeah, as it relates to women who, men. There was this one lady, and she was talking about how she had been married for 20 years. She had grown, her husband hasn't grown, and somebody was like, well, he just remained consistent. He was a good guy and you left him and he just remained consistent. And she was like, when we're 20, between 20 and 40, we should grow, we should develop. And I think the issue is for women is that, women you'll meet a good guy and we stay with him because he's a good guy. And there are some men that know, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. And so they aren't blindsided when you leave them. They know that they're neglectful. They know that they aren't showing up the way that they need to in order to keep and maintain a relationship. But they are waiting for someone to settle with them. Okay? In society, there are men who are very bitter because they are the quote unquote good guy. They don't cheat. They're not abusive, but they also are intentional. And they know that they can be doing more, but they decide not to. Don't let society keep you in a relationship with a man just because he's a good guy. When you know that there is a craving in your soul for more, don't be in a relationship with a neglectful man. And many good guys that I've come across are neglectful men. They aren't showing up and Just like this, when women say, I'm not happy, and people are like, you don't need to be happy. You know, it's not his job to keep you happy. It's not his job to keep you happy, but why would you be in a relationship with somebody who you're not happy with? That they're being neglectful. And they're being intentional about being neglectful. And this is the thing. When you start getting upset, all of a sudden they know how to change their behavior. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't settle for it. When you are dating, take your time and to see if this man will be intentional. Intentional with your needs. When you express things, he's ready and willing to do the work, because relationships take work. Some relationships are easier than others, okay? But they still take work. An intentional man is going to choose you. All right? This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Samithia.